Silence isn't neutral. It isn't always golden. In the wrong moment, it's a weapon you wield against yourself and others. Every time you stay quiet while injustice unfolds, when wrongdoing thrives, or when deceit spreads, you side actively with the wrong. Think about it. How often have you watched unfairness at work, in your family, or in your circle, and told yourself, it's easier not to speak up? That hesitation, that pause for comfort, isn't harmless, it's complicity. The Stoics remind us, virtue demands action. Marcus Aurelius taught that what harms the whole harms the part. Staying silent is a betrayal of integrity. Silence may preserve your comfort today, but it erodes your character tomorrow. Ask yourself, what are you protecting by saying nothing? Your fear or someone else's dignity? Fear is the silent enabler of inaction. Fear of confrontation, fear of ridicule, fear of losing favor. They all chain you to passivity. But Stoicism teaches that fear is not a signal to retreat. It is a signal to act with reason and courage. When you choose silence out of fear, you're handing control to chaos, injustice, and mediocrity. Every moment you stay quiet is a vote for the status quo. Courage is not the absence of fear. It is the decision to act despite it. Think of every injustice, every wrong, every unethical act you've witnessed in silence. That burden doesn't just belong to the wrongdoer. It lands squarely on your shoulders too. Your comfort is never worth the cost of moral compromise. Step into the moment. Speak when it matters. Injustice doesn't stop because you ignore it. It festers. Communities, workplaces, even families rot when those with conscience stay silent. Silence isn't neutrality, it is permission. Stoic philosophy calls justice a duty, not an optional virtue. Marcus Aurelius said, "What is not good for the hive is not good for the bee." Allowing harm to persist anywhere weakens everyone, including you. Every time you watch unfair treatment, dishonesty, or abuse and say nothing, you are complicit. Your voice is a tool, a weapon against corruption, a shield for the vulnerable. Use it. Do not underestimate the ripple effect of one act of courage. Even a quiet correction, a reasoned objection, or a defense of someone wronged can restore order where chaos thrives. Your limits are not optional, and silence at their expense is self-betrayal. Every time someone crosses your line, disrespects your time, takes advantage of your generosity, or dismisses your values, and you stay quiet, you teach them that your dignity is negotiable. Stoicism calls for mastery over yourself. Epictetus said, "No one is free who is not master of himself." Defending your boundaries is not hostility, it's self-respect. It signals to others how to treat you. Silence here is not humility, it's exploitation in disguise. Speak firmly, clearly, without aggression, but without compromise. Protect your principles. Your integrity cannot thrive in a world where your limits are invisible or ignored. Integrity is meaningless if you allow deception, half-truths, or misrepresentation to go unchallenged. Staying silent when honesty is required isn't neutrality. It's a slow compromise of your character. Stoics teach that virtue is lived, not theorized. Honesty is the backbone of that life. Marcus Aurelius warned against doing what is not right or speaking what is not true. Every withheld truth becomes a thread in a web of complicity. Courage is not the absence of discomfort. It is speaking the truth when it hurts, when it risks conflict, when it feels safer to hide. Small acts of honesty, correcting errors, clarifying misinformation, defending facts are not trivial. They reinforce your integrity and signal to others that truth is non-negotiable. Mistakes left unchallenged grow like cracks in a dam. They may start small but eventually cause collapse. Silence in these moments is convenience masquerading as wisdom. Stoicism teaches that courage and accountability are inseparable. Addressing errors is not personal attack. It is service to the greater good. Every time you see a flaw, an oversight, miscalculation, or misstep and stay quiet, you allow mediocrity and chaos to spread. Acting to correct mistakes protects outcomes, safeguards trust, and establishes standards. Approach with respect, focus on solutions, and act decisively. Courage isn't optional, it is your responsibility. By speaking up, you prevent small problems from becoming catastrophic, and you strengthen the moral backbone of your community. Knowledge is not yours to hoard. When your insight, experience, or skill can help someone navigate difficulty, staying silent is a failure of duty. Stoicism emphasizes shared humanity. What benefits others benefits the whole. Marcus Aurelius reminded us that harm anywhere touches everyone, Your wisdom can prevent or alleviate that harm. Hesitation to speak, fearing judgment, making a misstep, or overstepping, leaves others to struggle alone. Offering guidance, even humbly, transforms suffering into growth. Your experience becomes a lifeline when shared with intention, empathy, and clarity. Silence in these moments is not modesty, it is abandonment. Step forward, offer your insight, and commit to the impact your voice can have. Every time you choose comfort over action, you sacrifice your power. Silence is seductive because it avoids risk, confrontation, and discomfort. But Stoicism warns that moral cowardice erodes the soul. True courage is not fearless, it is acting despite fear, stepping into the arena where truth, justice, and accountability demand your presence. Every moment you hesitate, you let mediocrity, injustice, or neglect expand. Comfort is temporary. The consequences of inaction linger. Ask yourself, would you rather preserve your ease today or uphold your integrity for a lifetime? Choose courage. Speak. Act. Correct. Guide. Your discomfort is the price of alignment with virtue, and no reward of convenience can outweigh the strength gained from bold, principled action. Every act of inaction in the face of wrongdoing strengthens the forces you oppose. Silence is not absence, it is permission. It allows injustice, exploitation, and corruption to thrive unchecked. Stoicism teaches that our duty extends beyond personal survival. It extends to the community, the weak, and the principles that uphold order. When you remain quiet while someone is harmed or manipulated, you are complicit. You are choosing the path of least resistance at the cost of others' well-being. Speak up when others cannot. Intervene when fairness is threatened, and defend what is right. Even a small act of courage disrupts the momentum of oppression. Your voice is a weapon. Wield it with intention, not fear. Words are not trivial. They shape perception, influence decisions, and create consequences. Every time you remain silent when clarity, correction, or guidance is needed, reality shifts without your influence. Stoics understood that external events are neutral, but your response defines their impact. By speaking deliberately, you assert control over outcomes rather than letting chaos fill the void. Silence surrenders that power. Your voice can prevent misunderstandings, stop harm, and create alignment between truth and action. Every neglected correction, every unspoken truth, compounds confusion and enables error. Act decisively. Speak with purpose. What you choose to say, or not say, carries weight far beyond the moment. Courageous words, even when subtle, create effects far beyond your immediate perception. A single act of speaking up, correcting a misstep, defending someone, or asserting a boundary can inspire others to follow suit. Stoicism teaches that virtue is contagious. By living courageously, you light a path for others. Silence, on the other hand, normalizes passivity, allowing problems to multiply and values to erode. Every moment you act, you build a culture of accountability, respect, and integrity. Don't underestimate the power of small, decisive interventions. One clear word, one firm boundary, one honest correction can transform a community, workplace, or family, creating a network of strength that extends far beyond yourself. Chaos grows wherever silence reigns. Ignored mistakes, unchallenged lies, and tolerated disrespect escalate into disorder. Stoicism teaches that the path to order begins with deliberate, principled action. Every time you intervene, whether correcting an error, defending integrity, or asserting a boundary, you restore structure and clarity. Passivity is seductive because it feels safe, but it's a trap. Safety at the cost of chaos is a lie. Choose action instead. Step in, speak out, and restore balance. Each intervention reinforces your moral authority and stabilizes the environment around you. Remember, inaction is complicity. Action is power. You hold the antidote to chaos in your words and deeds. Use it. Your character is forged in the crucible of action, not in comfort. Every time you stay silent when truth, justice, or fairness is at stake, you chip away at your integrity. Stoicism teaches that virtue is an internal compass, unchanging, unwavering, demanding alignment between belief and action. Compromise your principles for convenience, and you weaken your ability to act decisively in future challenges. Integrity isn't a luxury, it is the foundation of influence, trust, and self-respect. Speak when it matters, correct when necessary, uphold honesty without apology. Your life is measured not by moments of comfort, but by moments where you refuse to remain silent, where you chose principle over ease. Remaining quiet doesn't just harm others, it stunts your own development. Every unspoken truth, unasserted boundary, or avoided correction is a missed opportunity to strengthen courage, clarity, and wisdom. Stoics teach that virtue is cultivated through practice, through action, through discomfort. Silence is the path of least resistance, but it leads to weakness, regret, and moral erosion. Growth demands that you confront fear, address injustice, and speak with conviction. Each act of honesty, each defense of what's right, each correction of a mistake exercises your character like a muscle. Do not underestimate the compound effect. The person who repeatedly chooses silence shrinks. The one who acts grows relentlessly. The desire to avoid discomfort is the most dangerous prison you can build for yourself. Silence often feels safe, but it is a cage that restricts your influence, your morality, and your growth. Stoicism teaches that virtue and ease rarely coexist. They are often in tension. Every time you prioritize comfort over action, you are choosing temporary peace at the cost of long-term strength. Fear of confrontation, fear of judgment, or fear of reprisal are chains. Break them. Speak up when injustice, dishonesty, or exploitation appears. Correct mistakes. Defend boundaries. Offer your expertise. Comfort is fleeting, but the power of principled action endures, leaving a legacy of integrity and resilience. Fear is not a stop sign. It is a compass pointing toward what must be done. Stoicism teaches that obstacles are opportunities to exercise courage and wisdom. When you feel the surge of fear at the thought of speaking up, correcting, or guiding, recognize it as an indicator of significance. That is where your action matters most. Silence in these moments is surrender. Action is mastery. Every time you act despite fear, you expand your moral authority and influence. Your courage becomes a template for others. Remember, the presence of fear does not diminish your duty. It amplifies it. Confront fear, not by eliminating it, but by moving forward regardless. You are responsible, not optional, not negotiable, for the impact of your silence and your words. Convenience tempts you to stay quiet, to let others suffer, to let mistakes fester, to let injustice go unchecked. Stoicism teaches that moral duty outweighs comfort. Your character is forged in these moments of decision. Every act of avoidance is a choice to prioritize ease over principle. Every courageous word, correction, or intervention is an investment in integrity and trust. Stop asking if it's convenient. Ask if it is right. Acting rightly may be uncomfortable, but it is the only path to lasting respect, influence, and self-respect. Convenience is fleeting. Responsibility endures. Silence isn't just self-betrayal. It is a betrayal of those who have no voice. Stoic philosophy reminds us that we are interconnected. The harm of one affects the whole. When you witness injustice, exploitation, or neglect and remain quiet, you abandon those who cannot defend themselves. Your words can shield, protect, and restore balance. Every act of advocacy, no matter how small, strengthens the moral fabric around you. Remember Marcus Aurelius, what is not good for the hive is not good for the bee. Your courage uplifts others and reinforces justice. Do not wait for someone else to act. Stand, speak, and be the voice that restores order where silence allows harm. Your legacy isn't built in comfort or in silence. It is forged in decisive, principled action. Every choice to correct, guide, defend, or assert your values compounds over time, creating an imprint far larger than the moment itself. Stoics understood that life is measured not in years, but in virtue expressed. Silence leaves nothing behind but complicity. Action leaves an enduring mark. When you intervene to uphold truth, fairness, or integrity, you are shaping the culture, the community, and even the character of those around you. Ask yourself, will your memory be of a bystander or of someone who faced fear and acted? Your legacy begins every time you refuse to remain quiet. Knowledge unused is wasted. Stoicism teaches that wisdom exists to serve, not to impress. When your insight, experience, or skill can help others navigate challenges. Silence is abandonment. Hesitating out of fear of being wrong, judged, or intrusive leaves others struggling alone and deprives you of the growth that comes from action. Share your lessons with humility, clarity, and empathy. Your expertise can prevent suffering, correct errors, or provide guidance when it's most needed. Every word of help is a ripple that strengthens the moral and practical fabric around you. Holding back may feel safe, but true courage is measured in service. not self-preservation. Every word you speak carries weight. Every silence carries consequences. Stoicism reminds us that virtue requires action. Words without courage are meaningless, and silence without reason is complicity. You have the ability to correct mistakes, defend the vulnerable, assert boundaries, and guide others through your experience. Using your voice is not arrogance, it is responsibility. Choosing silence may protect you momentarily, but it diminishes your influence, erodes your integrity, and enables harm. Act deliberately, speak with clarity, and measure your words with purpose. Your voice is one of the few tools capable of shaping reality. Wield it wisely, consistently, and boldly. This is the final truth. Silence is never neutral. Every moment you choose it over action, courage, or honesty, you diminish yourself and empower harm. Stoicism teaches that virtue is exercised, not admired. Your moral compass demands alignment between thought and action. Speak when injustice appears, correct mistakes, defend boundaries, share wisdom, and act despite fear. Each act of courage reinforces integrity, builds trust, and strengthens your character. Comfort is fleeting, but the consequences of inaction last a lifetime. Stop hiding behind silence. Stand, speak, act. The world needs your voice, and your integrity demands it. Today, choose action, because silence is the true enemy you must conquer. I want to hear from you. Share your thoughts, experiences, or the challenges you face in standing up for what's right. Leave a comment below. Your insight could inspire someone else to take action. If you found value in this video, hit the like button. Subscribe to Stoic Motivation for more guidance, and share this message gently with those who need it. Your support helps these ideas reach more people ready to grow. Thank you for listening, and remember, courage is contagious, and change starts with you.